Hi guys, it's your girl Inati. Welcome to my channel and thank you so much for tuning in. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification button and share the video. And if you have any question guys, don't forget to write on comment section, ask any question with regards to funeral cover, life cover, severe illness, disability, investment, taxes, as well as your will, how to draft a will. So today I will speak about funeral cover, what you need to know before you take a funeral cover. So I will start by explaining what is a funeral cover. A funeral cover, it's a plan that pays out a lump sum of money should someone covered dies. So basically, a person needs to be covered. So it's not something that automatically covers everyone. So you take a cover and you cover some people or certain people in your cover, and then should that person dies, then the lump sum paid out to the beneficiary. And then the next question: what is a beneficiary? A beneficiary is someone who is nominated to take care of the funeral. So you nominate someone that you feel like she or he will be responsible for your funeral. Then the money that pays out, the person can use that money to buy flowers, to buy coffin, to buy any funeral expenses, or maybe you can use to travel. Let's say maybe you stay far from home and you feel like you need money to travel, and you just decide to take a funeral cover so that you have a peace of mind. Should something happen to your loved ones, you can travel anywhere and be able to bury them. So the insurance company pays money to your bank account, but in order for them to pay out the money, you need to submit a claim form. A claim form should be accompanied by your ID copy, by the BI form, the ID copy of a deceased, and the death certificate. So a BI form is a form that you get from forensic that specifies the reason why the person died. It will write if it's a natural death, it will write natural death. If it's an accident. So it explains to the insurance company the reason why the life covered died. So you need to have those documents in order for you to be able to claim successfully. And claims depends to the insurance companies. Some insurance companies, they pay out within 24 hours, even 3 hours, even earlier than that, if everything is submitted. I know most people have bad experience about insurance companies or the delay of claims, but believe me, it depends on following those steps. Make sure that you have everything that is needed for your claim to be able to pay out in time. And before you take a funeral cover with any financial institution, make sure you ask your advisor or your salesperson how long is the waiting period. By asking that question, to you avoid things like when the company says we can't pay because you are still on waiting period. So make sure you understand how long is the waiting period, if there is a waiting period, because I know some companies, they don't have waiting periods, especially if medicals are done, because obviously if they do your medical, they know that you are healthy, nothing is wrong with you, so nothing, so you are covered immediately. But if you didn't take medicals, make sure you ask if there is a waiting period, and ask if should somebody who's covered die within the waiting period, Do they pay out a certain percentage or they don't pay at all? So you ask those questions. And then the next question is, you need to understand your premiums. Ask about your premium escalation. Make sure you take a premium that suits your pocket. Some premiums, they have options. Some premiums, they increase on a yearly basis. Some, they increase after maybe 5 years or after 10 years. So they review your premiums after 5 years or after 10 years. So make sure you ask and take something that you feel like you will afford. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to take a funeral cover today or this year you can afford, and then next year you can't afford, and you lose everything that you've been contributing. Because once your funeral cover lapses, that means you lost all the money. So make sure you take something that suits your pocket, and make sure you think about a long term as well. Let's say you take a funeral cover for 10,000 and your premium currently is 100 rand, and you ask them to escalate your premiums every year. Ask for an estimation. Ask them to tell you how much you will pay in the next coming 10 years, so that you see if you can be able to afford in the next 10 years. It's an estimation, but at least you need to know, and you need to prepare yourself. Before you can conclude anything, you need to make sure you prepare. Because once the policy lapses, they give you option to revive a policy, but some companies, they don't. They give you option to revive a policy, and you can only revive a policy once. In some, you can revive. So ask those questions. But do I have an option to revive a policy? Should something happen or the policy lapse, can I revive a policy? And then they will tell you that yes, you do have options to revive, but you can revive so for such for this long you can't revive. For instance, they say if the policy lapse within 6 months you can revive, but after 6 months you can't. You have to start from scratch. And believe me, the funeral policy can be cheaper now because you are young. As you grow, it becomes expensive because you are a high risk. So it is important that you take a funeral cover while you are still young. And in case you want to take a funeral cover for your kids, take a funeral cover and make sure you ask if that funeral cover will cover your kids till they die. Or maybe, because some policies they say we can cover your child up to the age of 25. Then once he or she is 25, she needs to take her own policy. So you ask these questions because they believe that when your child is 25 years old, that means they are able to be on their own. They can take their policies. They are working. They assume that they are working. They are able to take their own policies. So make sure you ask those questions as well. Then the last question you need to ask is that you need to ask how much is your minimum? Like how much can you take as a minimum and how much is the maximum? Some insurance companies, they have a maximum of 100,000, but some have 50,000 as a maximum for funeral, and the minimum is 5,000. That means you can take from 5,000 up to 100,000, or from 5,000 up to 50,000. And in South Africa, guys, an average of funeral can cost you 25,000. So how are you going to be able to pay these expenses if you don't take a funeral cover? I know some people have bad experiences, are skeptical about taking funeral covers, but believe me, if you are open-minded, ask questions, ask your advisor. Don't jump and take a funeral cover. Ask questions and make sure that you take something that suits you, something that will accommodate your financial in. So guys, and for funeral covers, it depends to all financial institution. You can cover as many people as you want. Some they say up to 18 members, and the funeral premiums are differ as per their ages, the ages of the people that you are taking funerals for. So make sure you ask those questions, and believe me, you will have a peace of mind once you know that at least you have a funeral cover. Even if you can die anytime, there is a funeral cover. And yeah, that's it guys about today. If you have any question, please make sure you comment and ask question. And in the next video, I will explain about life covers. Thank you so much guys. Bye.